Pugna. Very interesting to watch. Very excited to see what Game 2 is bringing us. I'm going to be your hypecaster for the day, Annie, aka Android, and I am being joined once again by Sindar. What's up, man?
Well, we got a first pick IO Chaos Knight. That's what's up. Team Spirit pulling out the big guns for this one. And that's an opener we have not yet seen for the past couple of days. I'm really excited to see how it works out. But this is Team Spirit revealing it very, very early on. And Chaos Knight, Easter Famine kind of hero. I really do expect Secret to be able to counter this with a full draft yet at their disposal. And they do grab the first pick Tidehunter, something they have not pulled out yet this event, but against the IO, it's a fantastic hero.
Absolutely here, the IOCK. I cannot be more excited about it. I think this is such a fantastic combination. I've seen it run a couple times by Alliance. Woo, go Alliance! But yeah, I'm very excited to see how the Chaos Knight scales. It is going to be in the hands of Havost most likely, and you know, it takes a little while to come online, and even when you do come online, he's not the most survivable hero on the planet. You know, he kind of got to go in, do your damage, and be very cognizant of your health, because the armlet can only keep you alive for so long. Assuming this goes ultra late, you can grab yourself a heart. But until then, there is a lot of damage coming up from Team Secret right now. We saw how much work Pylai can get done with that Death Ward. Holy hell.
Yeah, and Chaos Knight, one of the problems is that he is not the fastest farmer. So he really needs a great landing phase. He needs to get off with a bang. And if he doesn't, then he can really start to fall behind, is punishable if he doesn't have at least similar items to the opponent's carry. And again, the Tidehunter Witch Doctor, a lot of control for the relocates. Witch Doctor nice against the Chaos Knight illusions as well for that control. So it's already a bit scary for Spirit. And Team Secret starting things off strong. And I do want to mention that I do think that last game, Secret played well, but it was an outdraft, in my opinion. Spirit, they really ran out of options very quickly as far as their hero pool goes. So them picking up this combo early on does make me really nervous for them, because we could be seeing another outdraft from Puppey. It's kind of what he does. So we'll see what Goblet can do against this. He does know Puppey and his hero picks quite well. So
yeah, I mean, this is one of the most accomplished drafters in Dota right now, but I love the Spirit bans. I mean, they're just taking out Puppey heroes and Velva heroes. I mean, they don't want anything getting through that Team Secret is super comfortable on, but Team Secret have a very wide hero pool at this point, and they're showing it here. The only repeat so far has been Pylai's Witch Doctor, which, you know, it's not really a priority ban. Usually teams can deal with the Witch Doctor, but Pylai, man, he just drops the base with those Death Wards, and now Team Spirit, they're going to pick themselves up a puck. I'm assuming we're going to see a mid puck. It's very slippery, very hard to get a hold of. Now, if you're Team Secret, what's your best option up against that puck?
Well, if you want to beat him in lane, you can go with silences potentially, or Ember Spirit works too. Not a whole lot of kill potential in lane unless puck makes a mistake with a phase shift, but a hero who's going to be able to farm well against the puck has that Flame Guard to protect against the harass of the illusory orb, not to mention the silences. And I really do like the puck here, because you need the silence against both the Ember Spirit and the Weaver. But Puck, a hero that does fall off as the game goes later on, he's always going to be able to provide a lot of control with the Dream Coil, but beyond that, his damage doesn't really scale that well. And a Chen, okay, we're 100% early game focused now from Spirit.
We've got a Chen picked up against Puppey. I'm very excited to see this play out.
Yeah, and you're running this into a Weaver and an Ember Spirit and a Tidehunter. If this goes any later than 30 minutes, Secret have it in the bag. The pressure on Spirit to execute this early is immense.
Well, they do have a lot of very early push strats, and in fact, they could bring something out for their offlaner that's just going to go through and plow down towers. Now, what's their best option for that? I mean, the Darkseer's banned out. He's a great pusher. I mean,
Beastmaster's still in the pool.
Yeah, wow.
That would be my ideal choice for them.
That is a rarity to see Beastmaster live until last ban.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Secret ban it here, though. As far as other pushing offlaners go, like you said, the Darkseer already taken out of the picture. The Tide not available. Mostly good for counter push anyway. And okay, they'll ban the Axe.
You know, I actually like the Axe here. I think it's a great zoning tool. You can go through, you can cut the wave, you can also control up Team Secret. I mean, both Weaver and Ember Spirit, and, you know, hell, Witch Doctor too, they're quite glass cannony. They like to sit back a little bit far from the fight. They like to zip in and out at their leisure. If you catch them out with that call, with that cull, then Team Secret really don't have the resources to deal with that damage early on.
Yeah, and it's also nice control to set up for the relocate. You get the blink call, and then IO and Chaos Knight can come in, follow up with the puck Dream Coil. So I do like the ban, and Team Spirit, they're really thinking about this last one. They've got a support to take out of the picture. And it's tough for Secret. They ideally want a support who doesn't have to worry so much about the damage that Chaos Knight can inflict. He is really great at bursting down supports fast. So maybe against the Lone Druid as well.
Yeah, I mean, that Lone Druid is going to be a lot of push potential, and that's what's going to carry Spirit late if need be, because, you know, CK scales well, maybe not as well as an Ember Spirit, but Lone Druid, he can get essentially 12 slotted if need be.
Now, they do have decent tools to deal with the Lone Druid in the late game. Weaver's damage, especially since he usually goes Fidesso, are great against the Bear. But Ember Spirit, not so much. He's more spread damage, not so much single target. He's there to deal with the Chaos Knight. But Lone Druid could have a decent game. I am really curious, though, to see if he does go for a Radiance build.
Oh.
Okay, Puppey Enchantress. We've been asking for it. Here it is.
He doesn't get his gen. He goes with the next best Zookeeper creep, and that's going to be Enchantress here. This is an awesome draft coming up from Secret. My problem is that they are quite glass cannon-y, aside from the Tidehunter, who can kind of just soak up damage like it's nutritious. But, you know, if you get a hold of that Ember Spirit, if you get a hold of the Weaver and hold them in place, they do die quite quickly. And those are the two main damage sources coming off of Secret right now.
Yeah, they are very elusive, though, and they only have one stun available for Secret. They've got the silence from the Puck, but if Weaver and Ember Spirit both go for Manta Styles this game, then they're going to be untouchable as the game goes later on. And I have to mention, I really love the Puppey Enchantress pick here just because of the ability to steal creeps away from the Chen and make Team Spirit's push that much weaker right off the get-go.
All right, so rolling on through, we are going to have ourselves a hell of a game here. Again, want to recap, this is game number 2 of a best of 3 between Team Spirit and Team Secret. Winner of this game will go on to face the winner of EL1 and Danish Bears, which is playing right now on Beyond the Summit 2, casted by Llama Down Under, if you're more interested in that game. But I think we've got ourselves a fair amount of Dota action here as this game is just getting underway. And again, the winner of this will move on to the Grand Finals. And the winner of the Grand Finals gets themselves a slot in the regionals for TI6. That is a huge, huge reward there. The opportunity to compete, for the opportunity to play in the biggest tournament in the world. So you still got a long road ahead of you, but definitely a great step in the right direction if you move on through here. Now, Team Secret, they got themselves a 1-game advantage, as indicated by that little yellow dot up there. And so that's going to mean they only have to take one more game to secure themselves a spot in that Grand Finals. Team Spirit, they've got to go through with a clean 2 games if they want to win this. And, you know, that's a big ask here. But Team Spirit have got some great early push. Very excited to see what's getting underway here.
Yeah, and I think of a lot of it is going to come down to the Puppey versus Gallblack battle. The Chen versus the Enchantress. Who can have more of an impact in the early game? If Enchantress can really disrupt the Team Spirit lanes and limit Chen's contribution, then I worry for Team Spirit. But at the same time, Chen has the potential to do the exact same thing back the other way. So we'll have to see who can have the most impact. And as we get started, I'm expecting it'll be a relatively quiet early game. Look for the rotations from the Chen and Enchantress to set up the first bloods, but beyond that, fairly stable lanes from both sides.
You know, I gotta disagree here. I've seen Puppey on that Enchantress in these open qualifiers, even just in other games that I've been watching from Secret, and Puppey wants to make stuff happen ASAP. And now they're looking to go into the Bear here. The Bear can poof away, but Maledict already expended. Pylai Dai has some serious hate for this wildlife, and looks like they're gonna get it down to half health, but just zoning it back. So yeah, back to the earlier point there. I think Puppey's gonna try to make a lot happen early on, securing first blood, securing multiple ganks, and as soon as he gets a little petting zoo going, he can definitely apply a lot of pressure. Now down bottom, we've got ourselves a little initiation here onto Bulba. Actually gonna get slowed up by that tether and gonna be walking on through. Again, super tanky at that point in Kraken Shell, but getting kind of low here. We'll go back. We'll have to drink up that salve. So gonna be a little bit spooked there, but not gonna go down.
And it was weird. He was turning back towards the IO. It almost looked like he was trying to bait them into thinking that he had Anchor Smash, when in fact he did not. But so far going to be okay. And as this lane goes later, as Bulba gets his levels up, he is very survivable in this lane once he's got a couple points in the Anchor Smash and the Kraken. So should be just fine. Not a whole lot of kill potential unless the Chen rotates in with a net creep, with a stun. And even then, Bulba may still be able to get himself out.
All right, now this mid lane here, we are going to have Undershock on the Puck, a very nice hero for him. I've seen him played a couple of times versus EE on the Ember Spirit. And now Undershock actually getting quite low. Does have that illusory orb as well as the phase shift, so going to be hopping back to safety. But this is the potential for a very bloody lane. Lots of burst damage on both sides.
Yeah, especially early on when Eternal Envy doesn't have too many points in the Flame Guard. Undershock doesn't have too many points in the Illusory Orb. It's really going to come down to who plays over aggressive, who overextends, and what the rotations are from the rest of their lineups. Now, bot lane, it looks like we are having Goblet come in early with the Hellbear Smasher, but not the greatest of ganking creeps. And Bulba will be back and be safe for now.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be...
Similar rotation, exact same spot on the map. Both smokes will break. Puppey's got the better creeps.
They're going to 1v1 here. It's just going to be creeps versus creeps going down. There will be the Centaur Stomp connecting onto two. They're going to bring in Bulba here. He does have the Anchor Smash, but there's no follow-up damage here, so it's just going to be that tri-wad of Team Spirit heroes going back in. Maybe looking to find something on Puppey, but he's double damaged up. That is a big ass. Now, Havost, he does have that drag back in with the Reality Rift, but Enchantress will be backing off, and they do have EE at the ready if they need that extra damage. Yeah,
and that is a big rotation from your Havost Chaos Knight, who is not farming. For a crucial few seconds, he's going to miss some CS, and Bulba's going to get the lane pushed under his tower. He'll get a lot out of this.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of CS, Weaver's doing fantastically on the side of the Dire, already picking up 16 last hits, but Havost not getting a whole lot here, only sitting at 9. In fact, Tidehunter ahead of him right now.
Yeah, Bulba's already sitting up there with the cores as far as last hits on this offlaner. You compare that to the Lone Druid, who's sitting a bit farther behind, and Bulba, no, he's fine.
Yeah, he's going to be all right here. It's not going to be that easy to drag him down. He's very, very tanky. Putting those 2 points in Kraken Shell, 2 points in Anchor Smash, skipping over the Gush for now. Pretty typical build for the offlane Tidehunter. Now up top, we could have something going down as Ghostic. Going to get scoochied up, but they really want to focus down this Bear, who is going to get quite low, popping the Savage War, forcing the Bug back. And looks like the Swarm may be enough. Oh. One more. He's trying to go through. He's trying to get the Bug off, but the Bear does end up taking down. That's 300 gold for the Witch Doctor. That is a pretty penny to supports right now. Sitting on 700, can pick himself some nice shiny boots if he wants.
And a high analytic build from Pylai is going to be so good against the Bear this game. You see it there, and it only gets stronger as he gets more levels onto it. Arteezy as well with the early damage from those Swarm, as well as the point up and Geminate attack. So Bear normally pretty tanky in the lane, but against this particular matchup, not that strong. And Puppey looking for a gank potentially. Nah, never mind.
Yeah, he's going to be patient here. He's going to go through and get the exact creep he wants. He likes those little mud golems because if they throw the boulders and that's a nice reliable stun. He likes the Hellbear Smashers. He likes the Centaurs. So anything with a little bit of lockdown is going to be his choice. And well, he's just going to go through, pick up some more levels here. He probably wants a couple more in the enchant before he looks to fight.
Yeah.
Now mid lane, Eternal Envy actually going to get surrounded upon. There's 3 heroes here at the ready. But do they have any sort of catch? I mean, they're looking for something here. They've got the Chen wrapping around. He's got himself a Centaur as well as that nuke from the Satyr Tormentor. Now there's a blink in, very aggressive. They get the silence here. Nice waiting rift from the Puck. Puck is looking for something. They're going to get burned down. Undershock could be in some trouble, eating up a fairy fire. The Tentacle Wisp comes in. Eternal Envy, can you live? The first blood is going to be traded. It's going to be a 1-for-1, but in the end, Secret get more out of it. Now Funnick is going to have to drop down as well. That's going to be 2 dead on the side of Spirit. They did not want to lose that fight, but they did not have much of a choice up against Ember, who's maxing out that Flame Guard.
And that was so close. Undershock thought he had the kill for sure, but Puppey, as he goes on Eternal Envy gets both the bottle and the Fairy Fire from the Courier. And that enables him to turn it around just in time.
Yeah, that Fairy Fire absolutely saved his ass there. And also just the 3 points in Flame Guard. Sometimes you see the points a little bit more evenly distributed between the Searing Chains and the Flame Guard, but not this time, and that is saving his life.
Yeah, against the Illusory Orb, you really want that build. And first blood going the way of EE. Nice start for him.
Absolutely. Now, Undershock has some ground to make up, and, you know, Puck is not the most successful hero to come back after a tough laning phase, but, you know, it's not completely lost. Puck at least has something there, has an assist to his name, has a little bit of gold from the back of that, and we'll be able to pick up his bottle and his boots and 300 gold, so it's not like Puck is just getting ripped apart, but has to play a little safer.
He's dominating the lane, as he may get the kill here.
Yeah, they're going in. They look at the tether break there. The Centaur Stomp to combo it up. Can he zip away there? No, Eternal Envy does end up going down, so Puck making right back up any ground he lost with that first blood give, and that's going to be Undershock now securing another 300 gold off the back of that.
And he's 28-11 versus the 14-3 of Envy, so he's actually crushing the last hit chart right now. Eternal Envy quite far behind. So despite him having the first blood, it's going to be a little rough. And Funnick trying to stack camps for him potentially. No, never mind. Wait, why is Funnick Okay, he wasn't stacking. He was just walking next to them for fun.
Yeah, no, he was walking over to the bot lane here, helping out KheZu, who's now dominating the last hit chart, matching up with the Weaver. He had some trouble early on, was getting surpassed by the Tidehunter, but that little bit of freedom in lane while the aggression was traded mid really helped him out. He didn't have to worry so much about ganks.
And now Envy has his bottle as well, so he's got some
Die
regen.
and Ghostic, just 1v1ing right there. No items, final destination. Just sitting in the river, taking a nice bathe, and now there is going to be KheZu picking up some goodies here, picks himself up the finished treads as well as a mango, so he's always going to have that stun at the ready if he needs it. He's still holding on to that from level 1. Hasn't found the opportunity to really spray out that aggression. Picks up level 6. Now he has the Phantasm. With a Wisp, this is going to be an awesome relocate potential.
I think more than anything else, they're going to use that Phantasm for tower pushing, not so much for ganks. If they can find a kill and turn it into a tower, that would be fantastic. But speaking of kills, Puppey rotating around mid with Pylai Die.
Yeah, he's got his choice heroes here. Again, he does have that Hellbear Smasher. He's got the nuke from the Satyr. There's going to be a cute little Sleight of Fist coming out. Silence coming out. It's a waning rift from Undershock, but he may just be a little too aggressive. Is that going to end up going back? Gets away a nice Dream Coil, but will end up paying with his life. Now everyone just has to sit there and take it. Puppey healing everyone up with a Sprank. Successful gank for Secret.
Yeah, and that was a little unfortunate for Undershock, orbing back directly into the waiting arms of Pylai Die and Puppey. That's a no-shit moment if ever I've seen one, and does pay with his life.
Yeah, he's like, oh god, I thought Ember Spirit was scary. This is just an absolute massacre. So, you know, we do have Ghostic getting some decent farm here as an offlane lone druid. He's keeping pace. He's picking himself up 30 last hits, and well, he's going to sit on boots for himself. The bear saving up a big chunk of money for that Midas coming out soon. Okay, 4 heroes going on to Undershock mid. They want to shut down this fairy dragon. Bulba brings the Ravage. Does go for this. Does just shoot it out right away with the tentacles or whatnot, but looks like they're surrounding him around. They want to bait him into the rune or something here, but Bulba is at the ready here. EE popping that flame guard. They're getting ready to jump. They are going to bring in Puppey, who does have his creeps at the ready. Gonna go through for something. Now there is gonna be that steering chain blocking him in place. The Ravage will hold him through, but can he get the phase shift off? He's gonna go back on through. They bring in the remnant, but they're not gonna catch him. He just zipped away too far.
It was so close, but he gets the orb off and is able to jump away as the Ravage ends. If he'd not gotten that orb off after NB searing chained, he would have been dead for sure, but nice escape. And a bit of a wasted rotation. Ravage down, not successful. So Bulba, not going to be too happy about that, but they don't lose anything off the back of it other than some potential time where Team Spirit can take advantage of that and maybe even go for a tower knowing the Ravage is offline.
Yeah, I mean, KheZu's just sitting back. He's actually picked himself up a lot of farm. Still falling slightly behind the Weaver, but you kind of expect that early on. SDK doesn't have a whole bunch of farming tools just yet. He didn't opt to pick himself up a Quelling Blade. He's not going for the Armlet just yet. Picking himself up the Helm of the Iron Will means he will pick it up after treads. So you know, he's going for something here, and meanwhile Weaver having a very, very free lane as Lone Druid going to be opting to go into the jungle for a bit.
Yeah, but Arteezy's going to come online a bit slower than the Team Spirit heroes, and all of them are farming very well. He's the leader on the last hit chart, but the next 3 all on the Radiant side, and Arteezy can't do a lot on his own. He needs his team with him. So this early game sort of favoring Spirit a little bit. We'll see what they can do with it though, as they've got to translate this early CS lead into towers pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely here. Now, last hits, again, going the way of the Weaver, switching over to net worth. Weaver's going to be on top, but like you mentioned, followed up by 2 Radiant heroes. So Radiant, they're going to be securing themselves a decent chunk of farm, a decent chunk of control. They need to start really scaling up in terms of kills, though. A nice relocate IO with the CK could really get something done.
Yeah. And Bulba is now finding a very large stack of Ancients. He's been working on it for a little while. Pylai Die here to sap some XP as well. So he's got his level 6 online. Ready with that defensive possibility if Team Spirit do go for the tower pressure.
Oh, mid, there's going to be another Puck zipping out. Puck is just absolutely slippery here. Undershock playing with those illusory orbs very, very well.
Yeah, he's going to be a problem to deal with in the lane stage basically every single time. Secret don't have a lot of control for him other than the Ravage and the Cask, so he's going to feel pretty free. And it's on Team Spirit to get the most out of this. Undershock now working on the Blink Dagger, and once he's got that, they can really look to start making their moves. But for now, they haven't quite found their item timings yet, so Team Spirit or Team Secret going to continue using this space to farm up and get the most.
There's going to be a relocate gank coming in mid. They want to get Pylai Die here. It's only a support, but it's worth it. They will secure a nice little juicy kill there. They get the Witch Doctor down. Good use of the first relocate. Obviously, you'd rather get Eternal Envy. Obviously, you'd rather find Arteezy, but for now, just going to be a nice little chunk of gold going the way of the CK and right back to farming.
Yeah, it's kind of both sides feeling okay about that. Team Spirit, any kill's a good kill at this point in the game. You want that extra gold. For Secret, Pilot Eye's going, 2 ults worth.
All the impetus. Cute little rainbow shot out from Puppey. He needs to pick himself up a couple more creeps here. He's got 1 point in the enchant. Not really a usual build from the Puppey. He sometimes goes for the max enchant to get the most out of his creep army, but I guess up against Shen, he's not going to win that war either way.
He's going for the late game build. This is Puppey wanting to be a damage dealer past 30 minutes, and so he's going right for that right clicker, sit in the back, be unable to be taken down by the Chaos Knight.
Oh, Wisp might be in some trouble here. Funnick going through. There will be a tether away. They bring in Gold Black, but that's only going to keep him alive for so long. Hand of God busted out, but they will get the star in the end. Now Gold Black stuck in a wad of creeps will get blasted down. Pylai die, unleashing that Death Ward, and now they're going to go through. They're going to try to clean up the Shen creeps. Someone called PETA. This is going to be a massacre here. Animal cruelty as they all try to run for their lives. But the hell there, it turns back. It's going to get dominated by Puppey, so he picks one to save. He adopts one from the shelter.
Yeah, and RTZ actually going for an early Lincoln Sphere this game. I mean, the Lincoln's barely standard on Weavers, but there's really not that much control that he has to worry about this game. I guess maybe worried about the Chen creeps, but really the only hard lockdown is the CK stun.
All right, up top, Avos is able to exert some tower pressure. Will pick himself up the first tower of the game in favor of Team Spirit. And now down bottom, there is going to be a quick trade coming out, so Team Secret will rip this one apart as well, courtesy of the Puppey army. And now, okay, we've got a look at it go, bouncing around. So the creep wave is no longer an issue. It looks like Avos might want to push in for the tier 2s. He's still got those CK illusions online. Now, I don't know when he picked up the armlet, but he was not able to get the armlet off onto the illusions. So that may have been after he popped the Phantasm, or maybe he just mistoggled.
I think he had it. Maybe
so
just
yeah, a little bit of a misplay there. If you armlet before you Phantasm, your illusions do get the armlet buff.
They will do a little bit of damage to the tier 2, but RTZ's back. He defends it.
Bulba! He's got the Ravage. He's silenced up right now. He's going to get Dream Coiled in place. Zapped back. Does he pop it? Looks like he's going to hold it for now. Will just take the raw damage to the back. And that's going to be Chen picking himself up his first kill of the game. And Bulba was just pushed in way far there. Now there's going to be a Zip up top. They're looking for more here as RTZ could be looking for a bear. That might be what's next in the menu, but is going to end up finding a star. Funnick has no relocate. Going to be surrounded on by 3 sides. There's no way that Funnick gets out of this one, but it's only a Wisp, and they do trade it for a Tidehunter, so slightly more worth for Team Spirit at this point.
Bulba did force the relocate out for that kill, though, and he saves the Ravage, so no spells wasted. He is continuing to make space for both EE and RTZ. So being that good sacrificial offlane and making space for his hard farming cores. RTC still holding on to the top. Excuse me.
Don't die on me, man. I need you for the rest of the series. All right, I'll take over while you gasp for air. Now, Bulba, he's going back in again. He does have the Ravage at the ready. He's picked up the Arcanes and the Mechanism, so it'll be interesting to see whether he prioritizes picking up a Pipe, or if he goes for the Blink Dagger, or if he finishes off the Greaves. We've seen Tidehunters do a lot of things here. Now, when Zhao Wei plays, he really likes to finish off a Pipe before he starts picking up the Blink, but they may just need that mobility coming out as Bulba, once again, may find a kill onto Funnick. Funnick able to TP away, but still has the bug on his back. Now, Havos looking for more here. Funnick, he's trying to heal up, but the Swarm might be too much. One more hit from the Catapult could tip him over the edge. It looks like one hit from RTZ will be enough to secure RTZ's second kill of the game. But now mid lane, there will be a push coming out. Looks like they will secure this tower. It's going to go the way of the lone Druid, picking himself up a quick farm from that. And Eternal Envy isn't able to rotate back quick enough to get it. So Bear with a Midas with 3k gold will be picking up the Radiance very soon.
Yeah, it's a great timing for the Bear. But, I mean, again, Secret, they're not going to be too worried. You expect to lose some early towers against this lineup. They're going to continue holding out for the late game. They've only lost 4 heroes, so 4 deaths, rather, this entire game. So still feeling relatively comfortable. And they should be able to clean up this Roche, too, with the minus armor of Arteezy.
Yeah, it's coming out. I mean, the XP and gold is very, very close. Net worth is just about 1,000 lead, which is, it's like one big kill bounty that's like a decent team fight. That's a couple minutes of sitting in lane and pushing. And there is going to be a Centaur coming in and gets dominated. So again,
smoke.
Puppey having a lot of fun dominating these creeps. And yeah, there is going to be the smoke from Spirit. And they know the Roche is going on. So do they try to initiate here? Or will Secret just say, you know what, screw it. We can't afford to give up a fight this early. We are backing out till it's a safe fight for us.
Yeah, they do not have the 5-on-5 advantage right now, so they are wary, will back off in time, and they actually go for a counter smoke, so they're going to try and find a pick off on the backside. But walking into this lineup of Spirit, it's a little risky, unless they find the really good initiation. They've got Bulba Ravage, though, so that's always going to be there. If they can find it on enough heroes, this should be a one fight for Secret, but it doesn't look like they're going to catch anyone just yet. Moving up to the high ground, not scouted.
Arteezy doesn't want to be the frontliner here because if he gets locked down, then he's a little bit stuck there. He does have that time lapse. He's level 11, so has that level 2 time lapse. I mean, he's doing great in terms of his levels overall. Now, okay, mid lane, it's going to be a rumble in the jungle as there are all the dire heroes at the ready, including the entire Enchantress Zoo. And Shen walking into that, he's going to get stunned in place. His creeps are not there to aid him. It's just going to be a tiny potato hellbear smasher walking around. There's going to be a clap here.
Okay. That was actually next level from Envy. He assumed there was Radiant Vision, walks into the pit, and then Boots of travels to the high ground to join the rest of his team. So Team Spirit thought they were in there. They move onto the high ground, instant kill. That was really next level. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously these teams are some of the best in Europe. They're here in the semifinals qualifying for TI 6. So, I mean, we've weeded out the poor players. It's just going to be Secret versus Spirit. Everyone here desperately wants this. Now, Puppey, he's going back in. There will be those Phantasm Illusions with the armlets this time. Meanwhile, the Roshan does fall to the Weaver, so Arteezy picking up essentially 3 lives. If you count that time lapse as a life, there's going to be a relocate in. It's okay, the Wisp just going right back down. Oh, God, it's going to be a death fest here as Funnick plops down. They do take out the Wisp, and they do take out the Pylite die on the Witch Doctor. And Arteezy going to be zipping back on through. There's going to be a puck coming back in, but only has the Illusion Orb right now. One more hit will secure the kill. Stuck in place, burning down. That's going to be Envy picking up another kill. Double kill for him. He's now 5-0-2, has those shoes, has those boots of travels, and is going to have 2,200 gold on top of that. Very, very well played there from Secret. They get what they want. They only have to drop their Witch Doctor.
Yeah, Envy's right back into this after his weak laning stage. He's found 5 kills and doing very well for himself. The attempted steal from Undershock on the puck, it was so close. His orb almost killed off Roche. In fact, I had to do a double check just to make sure it hadn't got it. And almost picked up the Aegis, but unfortunately just missing on that. If he'd been able to do it, then they win that fight. But instead, they will be going down, lose a couple of crucial heroes, and Secret take the edge.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of overall net worth, it is still very, very close. Secret now leading very heavily in terms of kills, and, you know, they are leading in terms of XP. I can't say by any means Team Spirit are tapped out of this. They've still got themselves a CK, they've got themselves a lone Druid, so their ability to hold on late is fantastic. Their rat ability is crazy with those relocate ganks. You can always just relocate in CK, pop his ult, have him wail on the towers for a little bit and bring him home, and that's going to be at least 2 lanes of waves cleared out if they need to, so... You know, it's hard for Team Spirit right now because Secret are getting their momentum, but certainly you can't tap them down.
And they just got a critical timing. The Radiance is now finished for the Lone Druid. Recipe flying out to him on the courier. So for now, they've had trouble actually pushing. The Tier 1 actually still available for Secret. At 19 minutes into the game against this lineup, that's a little surprising. But with the Radiance online, Team Spirit find a very good timing on that, and they will start being able to group up and take control of the map a little bit more. That Radiant's going to cause problems. Will it cause enough problems? That's the question. And Vos could be caught out by a gank here.
Oh yeah, he's sitting back there. The Wisp is going to be by his side. Does have the relocate available if absolutely needed, but it's only going to buy them some time. The Ravage comes through. Vos is going to get slammed down there. Can Funnick get out of here? Oh no, there's going to be everyone just going back out. They take down the Star. Vos looking to fight for his last breath, but will end up going down. It's a double kill. Nice rotation in from Secret. Definitely showing that they are in charge of this side of the map, and Radiant, they've got to play very, very safe from now on.
That is such a value kill, taking down the CK, who was his team's leader in net worth. Him out of the picture for 35 seconds means he's not farming, and he's losing towers. This should be Team Spirit's time to push, but it's Team Secret taking that advantage right now, and they've now completely controlled the Radiant jungle with that Tier 2 falling.
Absolutely, but you look at the net worth chart, and it's still going to be Weaver and Ember Spirit doing very, very well here. I mean, they're getting what they need to, and... you know, Lone Druid's not too far behind. He's still sitting there. Again, he does have the Radiant, so Raves are going to push out very, very quickly. And CK, he's still holding his own as well. He's got that farming Sanj and Yasha. And on mid lane, they could go for some sort of initiations here. There's going to be pings out. There's going to be TPs in. They get a double man Dream Coil. Arteezy's skittering away for his life. He does have the Aegis. Remember, the Aegis will pop right now. Can they go for a secondary kill? It's Bulba. He's got no Ravage. He's got only a mech in 1 second. Guys, it's just a tragic piece of irony there. Now, Puppey is going to get trapped in by this creep wad. There's going to be a nice swarm coming out. All the creeps now fighting off bugs. Chen has to sit there and micro to make sure none of his creeps end up going down or taking too much damage, and that's going to be the end of the fight. But Team Spirit end up holding there. They take out 2. It wasn't the most important 2 in the game, but at least they get something.
Yeah, and Puppey maybe not necessarily needing to go in there. He does give up his life, trying to get the kill into the IO, but the IO does get out of things, and A nice couple of picks for Team Spirit, but once again, all the cores, or rather two of the cores, the most important two cores, Envy and Arteezy, do survive, continue to farm up, and you look at Envy now, he's got his Boots of Travel and the Battle Fury
relocate
up.
here. They want to get Envy. They bring in a bunch here, but can he slip away? He goes to a Remnant. He's going to get Chaos Knight bolted down to the low ground, and looks like the Spirits will scout him out there. Now Envy has to be careful, doesn't have any more Remnants. Can they bring everyone in? But looks like the relocate will expire. Back to farming, back to mid here as Arteezy being slippery. Do they have the Sentry Vision for him?
Just canceled the Caster's Curse there. I thought, oh no, I've done it now. I've praised our Envy's play, and he's now going to fall, but not going to be the case. He does scoot away just in time. Nice Remnant usage there. And yeah, with the item timing he's found at 22 minutes, you wouldn't know that he got wrecked in lane. He really lost the CS war there, but he's completely recovered, found a lot in the jungle. His team did a lot of stacking for him, and now it's 13-7, and it already feels, I mean, we're only 22 minutes in, but it already does feel like Team Spirit have missed their early timings a little bit.
You know, I really can't tap them out here. Again, we talked about the potential for the lone druid to go in and just get huge. I think this is going to be a game where we're in for the long haul, and it's going to come down to a few key fights near the Roche pit. It's going to come down to relocate ganks from the Wisp if they're up, if they're not. You know, these little pickoffs that can really swing momentum.
Absolutely.
All right, now Puppey farming up here. Again, has that Dragon Lance. You mentioned Puppey wants to go for that damage build, and this is the way to do it. Now, do we see the Axe picked up at all, or does he have to hold a little bit tighter to that position 5 role?
That's certainly going to be his build. Whether he picks it up next or goes for another item first, we get to see.
Oh, there's going to be a sandwich here. Goodbye, Funnick. What was he doing all the way out alone in his jungle? That is going to be Wisp's 7th death, and I'd say at least 3 of those deaths were preventable just by not walking out alone.
It's a Wisp. It's his own jungle. He's like, I deserve to be able to be here. These are my creeps. But Secret dissuade him of that fact, and it's not the biggest kill in the world, but oh, if they get Undershock, that's way bigger.
Gonna zip back, and they've got no one to meet him, so we will get away safely for now, but definitely keeping the Radiant on their toes. Team Spirit knows they're rapidly losing map advantage, and they need space to push, they need space to rotate around.
And Bulba has the Blink Dagger online now. So he's ready to initiate, ready to go, and Team Spirit, their ability to push into towers with that Blink Ravage online is almost negligible.
All right, and again, Paladai has the base ready to drop. The Death Ward is going to be level 2. He's level 11 now, so he's ticked over. He's found a lot of experience on the map. We've still got the Wisp at level 10, so no level 2 relocate coming out just yet.
And top lane, Eternal Envy, Undershock's there, tries to do some damage, but...
It's mid where it's going to go down. We've got Arteezy skittering on through. Going to take a couple Spirit Blasts to the face. There's the Savage Ward to force back Arteezy. If they do have the Sentry Ward here, they see the Sakuchi coming through. So in the end, it looks like Secret, they're postured up for something, but they can't find their jump point. They're going to back off here, and now Roshan is going to be up in, not quite yet, a couple more minutes till we see when it respawns.
Yeah, and they're really wary of that timing. They want to get the Aegis for themselves. Team Spirit grab it, that's a potential window for them to push. And you can see all of Secret. Look at how much vision they've got down around this area. They want to spot out a potential smoke.
Well, there's going to be a smoke coming at them with all of the heroes charging in, looking for something. You've got the Bear being a nice little scout at ward. There's going to be a nice Sleight of Fist coming back through Remnant the way to make sure they don't give away anything. Now, Funnick, once again, getting picked on. They do have the Blink Ravage from Bulba, and they're going to pop it here. Tentacles onto everyone. The Bear going to be slapping down, but the Hand of God keeping everyone alive for now. Havos taking a lot of damage, pops to the final form, and it's going to go through. We'll get relocated out of this. Meanwhile, Undershock is trying to 1v1 Pylai die, not even winning just yet on the backlines. Eternal Envy with the Sleight of Fist doing a lot of work. Can he get anything more out of this? He wants to go for Ghost Stick. They want to get this Bear down. They're going to be impetusing it down from far away. Looks like the Bear will end up falling. Goes the way of Eternal Envy. Lots of gold on him now. It's going to be what looks to be the end of the fight. Team Secret drop nothing. They get 2 in return. They pick off a Bear as well, and the Roche pit has been controlled.
Yeah, and now it'll be coming up in basically
about a minute.
Any second.
Oh, 15 seconds.
There is no way that Team Spirit can contest that. If the Dire do scout it out, Puppey will sit in the pit for now. Maybe he sees it, maybe he doesn't. But, I mean, it's at this point, it is, I mean, that's all you can say. Team Spirit, they've missed their timing on their draft, and it is now incredibly hard for them to fight at a secret as long as the Ravage is online. And Bulba now with the Guardian Greaves, so he's incredibly hard to bring down. Chaos Knight has stopped scaling. His item progression is really slowed down. Lone Druid, there's not only so much he can do.
I mean, he just needs time and he needs space. And, you know, they have a lot of time here before Secret are going to try to rip off the Band-Aid and end the game, but the space is the real problem. We've seen how much vision Team Secret have here near the pit in the Radiant jungle, rather, and, you know, how much Secret are making it a priority to prevent Chaos Knight from farming, to prevent Puck from going through and making space. So all they have to do is find just a little bit of space to get some items for the CK, but it's getting harder and harder as Secret are getting farther and farther ahead.
Yeah. Weaver with the Aegis now, that makes things even easier for them. They can potentially look to push the last two outer towers of the map for Team Spirit. And Goblack, they see him. They've got vision. He's got vision too, but I'm not sure it's enough.
He doesn't have Hand of God. He has the mech just to bail himself out, but they are going to bring an RTZ, pushing in kind of deep here, but it's just going to be Goblack all alone. 3 hits with that Desolator, just ripping that Shen to pieces. Now up top, there's going to be a big push here, so Team Spirit, they'll drop their Chen. There's mass TPs back though. Can Secret make anything of this? They're looking for something. They bring in RTZ as their frontliner. He wants to get down Funnick. Funnick does have to relocate, but the Swarm coming back through. RTZ going to be going with the Germinate attack, but there is going to be a relocate out, very defensive. He's going to have to come back in at some point. Now Havos looking to distract him, running back on through. The Greaves are there, resetting everyone's health and mana. They get the steering chains. Now Havos goes through with that reality rift. They quickly find out which one's real, but Eternal Envy getting smacked out. He's going to go down there. Nice crit from the CK. He will pay with his life, but taking out EE for a full minute is certainly a decent trade.
Yeah, he got the turnaround. He redeemed himself. That's an important kill. He does pay with his own life, but he was going to go down anyway, so nice to turn and go for that. And in the meantime, this space is meaning that Ghostic on the Lone Druid has been able to pressure this tower. He may actually get it. Yep, it's down.
Nope. It's denied. I mean, Puppey's there, and they aren't able to cancel the TP. They don't have a Centaur nearby, so Puppey wasn't able to bring in his army to get that done. So, yeah, Team Spirit overall, they're given an inch, they take a mile. They were, you know, chased back. They lost their Chen in the mid, but that's like, all right. They focus some resources there. Let's push while we can, and they secure at least an even fight in the top lane, and they secure a tower for the mid. So it's looking all right for Spirit. Again, they are still down in terms of net worth, in terms of towers, but it's not GG just yet.
Yeah, they have good ability to split push, like you already talked about with the IO relocate and with the Lone Druid Bear, but it's really hard for them to fight straight up.
Goldblack is in serious trouble. In fact, the Wisp, the one being focused down, Funnick doesn't have that relocate 8 more seconds, so there's going to be a time lapse out from the Weaver. He doesn't want to push too deeply here because he knows if RTZ gets punished one too many times, Team Spirit can definitely come back on the back of that.
Yeah. Envy, though, he's got the Chrysalis up. He's got his items coming out. He is in a really good place. And there is now a... Whose Hood of Defiance is that?
Probably Tidehunters.
There's also a Force Staff coming, it looks like, for Puppey. So it may be the Hurricane Pike build from him.
Oh, I like that build a lot. That's going to be pretty interesting here.
Never mind, it's Pies.
Yeah, okay. You know, that's going to be something, just getting that little extra bit of mobility, making sure you go in. Now, there's a smoke here, Team Secret, looking for something, and, you know, what can they really find? They do have that Blink Ravage online. They've got the Greaves at the ready, too. Now, mid, RTZ just wailing away at this tower, going up against this entire army, trying to clear the wave, but he's playing a dangerous game. Team Spirit do have the opportunity to punish. They have the Dream Coil online, but Puck occupied elsewhere. It's just kind of a very curious game of people trying to find advantage without running into the other team.
Yeah, RTZ's got Aegis, and he's got his ultimate available, time lapse at level 3. And Team Spirit only have 1 silence and 1 stun. So it's almost impossible for them to kill him once, let alone twice. He's going to be just fine, able to pressure this tower basically solo.
Oh, they're looking for something here. There's going to be the zip back from the Puck, but just into the waiting arm of the Ember Spirit. Now Puppey's going to go through. They pop the Ravage to make sure he doesn't TP out. That is an expensive kill on the Puck, but they'll take it nonetheless, down for a minute, unless he wants to buy back.
Yeah, they can potentially force that buyback. With 50 seconds, the pressure that RTZ's already put out in the mid lane, they take the tier 2. They can potentially try and push high ground here. Although the line's being drawn, they're looking for the kills bottom instead.
Yeah, and that's going to be Funnick with that relocate again, but if they catch him out, he's got to come back through eventually. There's going to be a TP in, so Havost going to get dragged around against his will. Funnick is going to be going following suit with him, and so he doesn't have to pop that TP. All right.
So it looks like they won't force the Puck's buyback as a result of going for those kills. Nice awareness. Havost gets out just fine. But mid lane, we could be seeing a contest. RTZ, he's hungry. He wants a kill.
I mean, he's always bloodthirsty.
They do scout out Goblack with their ward, so they know where they are. Can potentially go for this.
It's going to be the D ward coming out, so they know Goblack's occupied here, whacking away at that high ground. They bring in the Bear, who does have the Savage Ward. There's going to be the Savage Ward popped out, but not going to connect on anyone. They will get that one sleight of fixed proc onto the Chen, but they're going to have to back off here. They can't find anything else.
Age is still online for another minute or so. So it looks like Secret may be considering a high ground push here. They are grouping up towards the middle lane. Puppey's still not with them though, and he doesn't have boots, so boots of travel rather, so he's not going to be joining them. It looks like they will just push in the lane, then back off, farm the map. They are really holding Team Spirit back in their own base though. They're getting a lot out of the map, splitting up, farming 2 lanes and the jungle on both sides of the map. And
Oh, now Both goes through. He's sucked back in. Puppey gonna have to take a Chaos Bolt to the face, but they're gonna back off here as there's a mass rotation in. They don't want to give away anything. Now the relocate will come back through eventually. They don't have the Tidehunter Ravage. Can they look to punish this? They scout out where the Wisp's coming back. They are waiting. The Alpha Wolf there just to feast on his prey, and Arteezy. He's ready to go, and he has the Swarm at the ready. He's gonna plop it out. Funnick is gonna be going through and trying to get back, and will actually be successful there. Oh, now bottom lane.
TP isn't on cooldown. How did he do that?
You know, I'm not going to question it. It's a professional player. They know what they're doing. I don't know.
If you know how that happened, chat, please let us know, because I am very confused.
Now we get flamed for being bad and not noticing stuff. But yeah, his TP wasn't on cooldown, so it wasn't like he just zipped out of there. Maybe he went for the tether right as he... I don't know.
I know, that shouldn't work. Anyway, we'll find out eventually. I'm sure someone in chat will let us know what on earth is going on there. And...
Oh, now that's going to be Arteezy coming back in. He doesn't have that Aegis anymore, but does pick up that fresh, shiny BKB 10-second charge on that. So he's looking for some blood, and he hasn't found a whole lot here. He's 4, 0, and 8. Usually Arteezy the kind of hero, or rather the kind of player that wants to pick up a hero that starts going godlike around this time. So he's having to play a bit more relaxed, a bit more split pushy.
Only 4, 0, and 8. Oh.
You know, it's
Arteezy, just
trash,
uninstall
man.
Dota. Come on.
Now under shock. He's invised up. He's looking for something. He has the Dream Coil, but this may be way more than he wants to bite off.
Yeah, he can't really get a solo kill on anyone here, and just trying to get some vision of where the lineup is. He can potentially set up a relocate with the Dream Coil, but Eternal Envy has that Remnant up, so not an easy takedown. They're going to go for it,
get the silence up. There's going to be the... Oh, Bulba. He picks off the Ravage. Can they plunk anyone down before the relocate? And
yes,
oh yeah,
they
they're ripping him to pieces. The Shen, the Wisp, they're looking for more here as the Puck does have to come out of the phase shift eventually. Anchor smash to finish the job. He's going to be going in. He's going to use himself back to that illusory orb. It looks like he can get away from there, but Bulba trying to follow him through. The Blink is already on cooldown. They're going to be scouting this out. Oh, that gets the series phase. Undershock is gonna die there. Eternal Envy with the map sense of a freaking sailor. Like, that was crazy. He knew exactly where he was going.
Yeah, well, he remnanted into the trees one place, didn't see him there, so Slight's in the other place that he figured that could be, and just really nice catch there. 3 heroes down on Spirit, and it's really beginning to feel like a problem. 8 and 22. We've seen some close games from Secret over the course of this Open Qualifiers, but this is not one of them.
Oh man, okay, so this is going to be Secret now picking up a decent kill score here, 8 to 22. They're starting to run away with this, and you mentioned before, did Team Spirit's window close? It's looking like it. I mean, the CK Wisp, they've got to start getting some serious map advantage, like Tier 1s and Tier 2s, before the counter carries start coming online, and now Envy, he's very much coming online here. He has the Battle Fury, he's got the Daedalus, he's got those boots of travel, so he's going to keep up the split push, going to keep up the counter push against whatever the Lone Druid can throw out. Now the team net worth going to be tipping over 10,000 in favor of Secret. It's not unwinnable yet, but it's starting to look a little bit grim.
Yeah, and I don't think we've mentioned it yet. If you have, I apologize, but Puppey has gone for a completed pipe. He's had it for a little while now, and so already you've got that Radiance Burn of the Lone Druid Bear. It's already felt a little ineffectual so far this game in team fights, and it's going to feel even more so now that that item is online. So the Spirit Bear not going to be ideal in fights. He's more for the split pushing at this point as his utility, but that's a large amount of Team Spirit's net worth, and if it can't actually have an impact in the fights, then they're even farther behind than the net worth graph shows.
Alright, so now big group up here from Team Spirit. They're going to be fighting as a crew. They're not going to want to split up too far, which may end up biting them in the ass here. They've got a Lone Druid that wants to split push, but he's pretty easy pickings for most people in Secret.
Yeah, he really is, and that's why they're grouping up. They cannot go for that play anymore. They've been caught out one too many times.
Oh,
Jeez, Bulba. He's about to get a Shivas. He's only 300 gold off.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
This stack
Actually,
should do it.
well surpassing the net worth of the Puck by like a lot.
Just 50 gold off. That is going to be a huge item against the CK Illusions. They're not really going to be doing any damage with the slow, not to mention all of the armor control that Envy provides. Armor control, what am I talking about? The spread damage.
Dude, what are you talking about? Like,
fist.
I'm just going to let you finish here, but...
Maybe that's not the best idea. Just shut me up now while I still have some shred of dignity.
It's all right, man. We're only casting for like what 8,000 viewers, nothing.
Yeah.
But here we are going to have a Vos here. He has picked up a heart. We talked about CK being a bit fragile, not being able to really survive through these fights, and he has picked up a very survivable item. But I'm actually surprised there's nothing else behind it. There's no AC, there's no abyssal or anything. So he's just going to straight heart, and now he's going to go back for that BKB. I guess. I mean, I'm assuming that's what the Mithril Hammer is. It should be, unless he wants to go ultra farming Mjolnir.
The BKB not really the ideal build on CK. Because, of course, it doesn't help his illusions at all. Normally, you just want to build for damage for those things and tankability, but against the Ravage, he really kind of needs it. So, gonna go for it now. Whether it'll be enough, we'll have to wait and see, as he is their big, strong hope right now. The Lone Druid, he's limited in the ability he has to contribute to team fights, so it's all on CK. Make his illusions unkillable, and himself as well.
Alright, Arteezy, he's looking to rip off the band-aid and get this one over with. Funnick is going to be trapped between a rock and a hard place. Has to relocate, is going to go through, trying to infist himself down, but okay, he's just going to get sprayed out. He is relocating away, so at least a little bit of time spread out. Maybe they look to focus on the puck. Actually, they're gonna not notice this as the Wisp. He'll come back in, Bulba.
Okay, I'm watching him this time. I'm going to see how he does it.
Oh, Chen send back. There we go.
Oh, duh. Okay, thank you.
Wow, we are slow. Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, now Puppey going through, clearing out this jungle, and that's going to be a lot of gold going her way. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Ags pick up next. Could go for some more luxury items here if she wanted to.
The lead is starting to feel really severe at this point. The items that Envy and Arteezy picked up, that full MKB now available on the Ember Spirit, so he's not going to be missing to the Radiance Burn anymore. Arteezy, I imagine that's what he's working on as well with the Demon Edge already picked up. So, yeah, things getting a little gross if you're a Team Spirit fan.
I wouldn't say gross. I'd say steep. I mean, they still do have Havost on the CK, and you can't tap this guy out. Havost is such a heart builder. Like, I've seen him go like pretty much first item life stealer heart. Like, he stops pick up in boots and then just goes right into it. But he really enjoys being tanky. He enjoys being able to survive. So now with the heart pickup, he might play a little bit more far forward, and he can apply pressure very, very quickly. If he can force enough rotations, then Team Spirit may get their map rotation back.
He does have 4k HP, but he's only got 21 armor. And
only 21 armor.
Well, Gush reduces 6 of that. Desolator removes another 7. The Swarm removes another how many?
Some.
So it's not really enough to deal with the incredible physical damage coming out from EE and Arteezy here. Not to mention, geez, Puppey, who's already got himself close to half of an Aghanim Scepter if that's what he wants to go for next.
All right, so we're hopefully going to get this pause taken care of as chat flames us. Yes, there's a 5-minute delay on stream, so thank you for informing us about the Chen send back in rapid fashion. We're having a day here, and now over here we are going to have Havost there. He's still making progress on the CKB. Should have the Ogre Club up at about 200 more gold. Now, is that going to be a game changer? Is that going to be Team Spirit like, all right, we got that Havost BKB, it's time to group up, it's time to fight, it's time to rip everyone apart? Or is it still Team Spirit playing very, very much from behind?
They're very much from behind still. Yeah, it's not looking great for them. Highlight eye with the Ghost Scepter, so he's really hard for the CK just to bring down solo as well. I'm just looking through the items here. Puck basically has the money for an Aghanims, so that's at least something. Provides a lot of control in the team fights. Still no real damage to follow it up just yet. The Chaos Knight can do a lot, but he is so kiteable at this point. Both the Weaver and the Ember Spirit, it's really hard for him to get a hold of, so... Yeah.
It's tricky here. Now, if you're Team Spirit, there's a reason you're not tapping out. You got to keep that hope up to qualify for TI6. Because again, if Team Spirit drop this game, they got to start all the way from the bottom. They got to go for tomorrow, start again with those 6 best of 1s in the opens against all the rest of EU hopefuls, and then back up to the best of 3s. I mean, they have a very, very steep climb if they drop this game. They've got to at least keep themselves in it for a little bit longer. What's their ideal fight? What would be the fight that's going to be like, all right, we can get back in this. We can qualify for TI6.
5-on-5, I'm not sure it exists. They need to use the relocate and the puck scouting to find picks, and they can take a 4v5 maybe. But they need to catch someone
Oh,
farming
Bulba!
out.
They're going through. They get the bash, but it's actually not going to be enough to lock him down. Now, maybe Bulba tries to turn this. He's got that Ravage, but it's just going to be a little bit of a stalemate as no one wants to be the first one to take a huge jump. Team Secret have the luxury of picking their exact initiation point, and Team Spirit aren't going to give away too much too fast.
Yeah, Bulba is not the hero you want to jump on for a gank. Anyone else is preferable. He is so tanky right now with the Guardian Greaves, with the Shiva, not to mention that Ravage in hand, ready to go. And he's got the cheese as well, so there's no way that he's the one you commit for. They immediately back off as soon as they see him there. And here comes the push. Secret, they're finally ready to go. Aegis online for Arteezy.
Yeah, he wants to make the most out of
Hold.
that. And he's going to be going through, I mean, just shredding through this tower there. The Desolator doing so much work, waiting for the next wave of creeps to really go start laying into this. Now, Bulba, again, does have that Blink Shiva's Ravage. That is going to be a very, very big initiation point whenever he wants to cast it. He just got to make sure he lives through it. Now, the Centaur Stomp will connect. Bulba might actually be in a little bit of trouble here. He's getting kind of low just to the bear. There's going to be the Centaur creep dominating. So, Chen and Chandra's having kind of a battle of the pets, trying to take each other's custody. And, okay, going to be a Sleight of Fist coming out. So, Secret, again, backing off, resetting, waiting for the creep wave to come back through, and they've got even more damage if they want to start this again.
Yeah, they can slow siege this fairly easily. Arteezy can chunk up on the tower a couple times, back off. They're not really in any rush here. There is no hero off split pushing. The bear is in the fight.
Oh, they're going back on through here. Arteezy uses that time lapse, so he's only got the Aegis to rely on if things go south, and that's going to be the bear going through, trying to zone as effectively as possible, but Lone Druid just not even close to EE in terms of net worth, so there's just a little bit more coming out onto Secret. Now, EE does pick up that Monkey King bar. He's got that Daedalus, he's got the Battle Fury, so much damage, so much lockdown, but you know,
and so much sustain as well. They've got the Guardian Greaves, they've got the heal of Pylai Die, not to mention Puppies as well. So they can sit here all day if they want to and just chip at buildings, and they just have to wait for Team Spirit to try and initiate on them. But initiating on a Ravage, Havos trying from the backside, but he's caught out, spotted by Envy.
All right, now Bulba going through. This is a full lane of racks going down for Secret unless anything happens real soon. Now they're going to bring in Havos. They're looking for something here. The Bear going in. There will be maybe a little bit of control, but Havos, he's trying. He can't find anything. The Bear goes down to Arteezy. That's more and more gold. Now that's a resummoned Bear. If Lone Druid loses this one, he's down for over 100 seconds with nothing. So that's going to be, a zip in. Havos actually gets a catch here on Pylai Die, but can't even afford that. Finally, the tentacles will connect. Havos in some trouble here. He's going to get wrapped up, going to get maledicted out. He goes in with Reality Rip. He's going to get a zip onto Puppey. They will get the kill on the Enchantress. Now they're looking for more. Havos, he's so sustainable with the heart, but he's going to be taken down eventually. There's only so much he can do. He will fall. No buyback on Puppey. That's going to be huge. Now the bear popping every which way back, and there's going to be the Tidehunter looking for more. Bunnick just zipping away into the jungle. Will end up relocating back on the backlines. They will get the kill onto the Wisp, so it's going to be only the Puck, only the Lone Druid left to defend the remnants of the base. That's going to be everyone
down, no
on
buyback.
Secret ready to go. I mean, they have buyback on both the supports if they need it. Secret, they're looking to stay in this. They want to fight to the most they can in Spirit. They're not going to give this one away for free. They're not going to tap out before it's absolutely necessary. Now the Aegis is reclaimed, so Arteezy healing up. He's not going to have that secondary life to fall back on if things go really south.
No CK for 45 seconds, though. There's no way they back here. They have the tools to take care of the bear, no problem. And there's not a whole lot that Ghosta can do to drive him out. There should be a second lane of racks.
That's going to be Puck going in. Nice silence there, but Bulba just spraying out that Shiva's guard. He does not care. He's so survivable. He's got a whole hell of a lot of armor, and now the second lane of racks may end up falling here. They bring in Goldblack, who, I mean, a Chen doesn't really bring much raw damage. Undershock as well, so, I mean, where's the damage coming from? The CK's dead. The Lone Druid is not really going in deep to these fights, not really fighting away, so it's just going to be Team Spirit sustaining, but not turning anything back in their favor.
I mean, it's over at this point, more or less. BKB on Envy, so he is more or less unkillable at this point. Puppey pushing in the top lane. He's got 4.3k gold. Tide has 4.3 as well. So that refresher orb could be coming out any minute. Bulba not even forced to use the cheese that entire engagement. They take 2 lanes of racks. And I mean, you saw in the first one, with the Aegis and cheese in hand, Secret can slow siege. Team Spirit couldn't even try and engage until the racks were down. They were hoping to catch a straggler. But Bulba finds the perfect Ravage, connects on everybody, and they turn around a couple kills, no buybacks. I mean, like you say, Spirit, they're not going to tap out. This is their life on the line for the first round of open qualifiers. They do not want to have to deal with that 8 best of 1s again, but
yeah, that is a very stressful thing. I mean, Team Spirit, a team with Havost, a past TI winner, having to crawl his way up through the rest of the EU trench. And, I mean, they've made it this far. They are in the semifinals, but it looks like Team Spirit are a couple fumbles away from completely dropping out.
Yeah, and Envy senses the gank coming, backs off. There's waves pushing in on bottom, and no one's defending it. So they suspect a smoke. They'll go for a counter smoke of their own. Bulba in the front lines has Ravage online. But they're actually coming from behind. They can maybe get a pick here.
Oh, they're looking for something here. There will be a vote just jumping really deep at the Ravage. Bulba connecting at the 4. There's going to be Power Dilating. They're going to get the death ward. Oh, Goldblock, he pops out the hand of God, but it's not going to be enough. Everyone just melting down. And now Havoan keeps fighting with his last breath, but good game. Well played is called. Team Secret, they move on. They will fight in the grand finals for a spot in TI6. Team Spirit, they're back to nothing.
They're doing it, guys. They're going to get to the qualifiers, maybe.
Well, they've got one more to go. Again, this was the semifinals, so now Secret will be fighting up against the winner of EL1 versus DK Bears. So I believe it is Danish Bears moving forward. So Team Secret versus Danish Bears coming up very shortly. That game is going to be covered for a little bit here. We've got a couple more hours till we kick it over to NA, so stick around for the grand finals. But holy crap, what a hype series. What do you make of this? Team Spirit, doubt.
I mean, Team Spirit